A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a heartbreaking incident that has reignited discussions about the treatment of detainees in the UK, a 26-year-old man has died while in custody at the Brook House Immigration Removal Centre in West Sussex. The facility, located near Gatwick Airport, is managed by the private security firm Serco, which confirmed the man's death on Sunday. The Home Office has expressed its condolences to the family and friends of the deceased, but this tragic event raises serious questions about the conditions and practices within the detention system. Brook House has been under scrutiny for several years, particularly following a public inquiry that revealed a toxic culture within the facility. The inquiry, initiated after a whistleblower's revelations in 2017, uncovered numerous instances of mistreatment, including the use of excessive force and degrading treatment of detainees. Over a 5-month period in 2017, 19 incidents of mistreatment were documented, highlighting a pattern of abuse that has persisted despite previous investigations. The inquiry's findings painted a grim picture of the center, describing it as overcrowded and dirty, with detainees subjected to racist and humiliating language. The report also noted the troubling prevalence of the drug spice, which has been linked to further complications in the already challenging environment of immigration detention. This latest death is not an isolated incident. It follows the suicide of a 37-year-old Albanian man at the same facility nearly a year ago. Activists and human rights organizations have long criticized the conditions in which detainees are held, calling for urgent reforms to ensure their safety and dignity. The Gatwick Detainees Welfare Group has been vocal in its condemnation of Brook House, likening it to a prison and stating unequivocally that no one should take their last breath there. Steve Valdez-Simons, the Refugee and Migrant Rights Director at Amnesty International UK, has also weighed in on the tragedy. He called the death a reflection of the broader systemic failures within the UK immigration system, emphasizing the need for a humane approach to immigration policies. Valdez-Simons stated, "Brook House has gained notoriety for violence, racism, and abuse. What part this may have in this man's death we do not yet know. But these degradations derive from a wider failure to make a system respect human dignity and rights." The Home Office has previously claimed to be committed to improving conditions within immigration detention facilities, yet many remain skeptical. A recent report by the Gatwick Independent Monitoring Board highlighted ongoing failings at Brook House, and the chair of the public inquiry, Kate Eves, has criticized the government's inadequate response to her recommendations for reform. Medical Justice, an organization that advocates for the rights of vulnerable individuals in detention, has described immigration removal centers as inherently dangerous. They pointed to the inquiry's findings, which deemed clinical safeguards in detention to be dysfunctional, and expressed doubt that any meaningful improvements have been made since then. A spokesperson remarked, "We have seen no improvement in safety in detention following many such assurances over the years." The death of this young man has sparked renewed calls for a complete overhaul of the immigration detention system in the UK. Activists argue that the government must prioritize the dignity and rights of individuals, rather than perpetuating a system that has repeatedly failed to protect the most vulnerable. As the investigation into the circumstances surrounding the man's death unfolds, the community and advocates for reform are left mourning yet another life lost within the confines of a system that many believe is in dire need of change. The tragic loss serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need for reform in immigration detention practices to ensure that no one else suffers the same fate as this young man. The call for humanity in the immigration system has never been more pressing, as lives continue to hang in the balance. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.